Have you ever played a game that's really just taken over all your free time? For me, those games are usually roguelikes. My most recent favorite has been Risk of Rain 2. I know the game's a little old, but I didn't really get into it until this last year. And I've got to say, since then, I've really started diving into the genre a little more. I've always played them here or there. Full Mojo Rampage, For the King, and Slay the Spire are among my favorites. But lately, I've been looking for a new roguelike to play. I've been looking for something unique, something that I haven't quite seen done before. And the last time I saw something like that was Slay the Spire. And Slay the Spire is a wonderful game that I have sunk hundreds of hours into. But I still find myself looking for something a little bit more unique. And that's where this new game comes in play. Peglin. It's a pachinko roguelike with simple combat and an addictive core gaming loop. Peglin is being developed by Red Nexus Games, which is spearheaded by Dylan Gdig. I probably slaughtered that. Sorry, Dylan. Peglin has showed up on my Twitter feed and my itch for you recommendations for a few months now. And it's always kind of interested me as a fan of Peglin, the pachinko game that came out on the Xbox 360 and where I played it more on mobile devices. And I've been craving some unique RPG combat mechanics, especially in the format of a roguelike. So I thought I'd share my opinions on the game, the things that I like, the things I dislike, and some quality of life changes that I would like to see introduced as time goes on. So if you want to see more content like this, go ahead and subscribe. And if you like the video, go ahead and drop a like down below. Thank you for watching. One of the most attractive things in this game to me is its casual nature and the simplicity of its combat. I feel that most games that you play nowadays are looking for intricate and deep combat mechanics. And what Peglin has to offer is a combat system that nearly anyone could play. And I feel as if systems like that are missing in a lot of modern games. Now, granted, you could add depth and complexity to your build if you want to, but you don't have to. And I think that that's a very attractive thing that goes underappreciated in the modern market. I do feel that your power levels increase at a comparable rate to the difficulty of the dungeon. And if you're wise with your relic and orb collection, you can be quite overpowered by the second world. And I don't necessarily think that's a bad thing, because you could just as easily pick up orbs and relics that end up making it so you hardly stand a chance against the simplest of mobs. There are items like popping corn, the gift that keeps on giving, metal mantle, and super boots that really do make your runs easier, especially when paired with the lightning orb or the matryoshka shell. Overall, I find the balance of this game to be heavy-handed in the player's favor. And I don't think there's anything wrong with that, as I've stated before, because at the end of the day, it really does create an enjoyable experience. All of this, accompanied with the atmosphere of the game, really does give you a relaxing feeling between the cute pixel art and the simple yet fulfilling soundtrack. And that's the next thing I'd like to talk about, the art direction, and how it might be one of the most enticing aspects of the game to the average person. The pixel art shines best in the combat sequences and menus. I've noticed that in the overworld, however, we are met with kind of a flat green or tile backsplash with some simple assets sprinkled out to fill in the space. It would be nice to see a revamped design for the overworld map. The overworld doesn't fully match the cute aesthetic of the rest of the game. However, it is still in beta and there's plenty of time to fix that, and I have faith that they will. One area that this game's aesthetic especially shines in is the composition. I found myself really enjoying the works of Crashtroid. I think that he did an excellent job matching the art style and the mood of the gameplay. And Red Nexus, if you're watching the video, I would just love it if you added a water level just so I could see what Crashtroid does with it. Now, the last thing I want to touch on is some of the quality of life features I would like to see added to the game, and some weird issues I've had that I have not experienced with really any other game. I'm sure you're wondering why all my footage was in windowed instead of full screen or even borderless full screen. And I found that if I play in full screen or borderless, if I alt tab too many times, my whole computer will restart. I'll put a clip in right here. I don't know if anyone else has this issue. I would love to hear in the comments if you have had an issue similar to that with any game. As far as quality of life things that I would like to see, it would be great to have a catalog of all the items in the game so that you could kind of pre-plan out your build to some degree. It would also be really nice to see a bomb counter in the combat menu. I often find that I can't really tell how much damage I'm going to be doing in levels where there are a lot of bombs. It's not really anything imperative. It would be nice to have a tracker for that. With all that being said, Peglin is an excellent game that has given me something to do. Well, no other game at this moment is very enjoyable. If you haven't played the game and this piqued your interest, they do have a demo on their Steam page. I'll leave a link to it in the description. Thank you for watching. I'll see you next time.